Hello, good morning students. Welcome to online video lectures. So dear children, in this session we have to talk about the part 2 video that is belonging to the chemical control and the coordination. Previous class we learned about the hormone classification and different kinds of the hormones, right? And what is the historical background of the hormones. But in this session we have to talk about the endocrine system. What is the endocrine system, right? So you have to see here beta, in our human body, so there are the different kind of endocrine glands are present. So which glands are present beta? Endocrine glands are present. So that is the pituitary gland. The first diagrammatical representation, it is a pituitary gland. So this pituitary gland, it is present in the brain, and the next thyroid gland, which is located in the neck area, and the next one is a parathyroid gland, and next ovary and testes. So this is also belonging to the endocrine glands. And the pancreas, so which is present in the stomach area, so that is also belonging to the endocrine glands. Okay, right? In this session we have to talk about the endocrine glands, right? So this is the very important beta, endocrine glands. So you have to see here beta, in this picture, what is the endocrine glands? What is the glands? Which glands are present inside our body and they are responsible for the production of hormones? Such kind of glands are known as a endocrine glands. So such kind of glands are called as a endocrine glands. So it includes the different kinds of glands. So what is that? That is the thyroid gland located in the neck area, pituitary gland present inside the brain, and the hormones, they are responsible for the production of hormones. So let us, what is the definition of hormone? What is the hormone beta? What is the classical definition of the hormones? Endocrine glands are responsible for the production of chemical substances. So that chemical substances are commonly known as a hormone. So this is the classical definition. Endocrine glands producing a chemical substances, that is said to be the hormone. So this is the classical definition. What is the scientific definition of the hormones? The hormones are the non-nutrients. Hormones are the non-nutrient chemicals that act as a intracellular messenger, and they are producing in a trace amount. So that is known as a hormones. What is the hormones beta? What is the scientific definition of the hormone? Hormones are the non-nutrients. So that is act as a chemical messenger which is producing in a trace amount. So that is said to be the hormone. So this is the scientific definition, and these lines are given in the 2004 AIPMT examination. The hormones are the non-nutrients. So those are formed by the help of proteins. Those are helped by the help of peptides. Those are formed by the help of lipids. So right, so this question is given in the 2004 AIPMT examination. What is the composition of hormone? Hormones are composed by proteins. Hormones are composed by the peptides. Hormones are composed by the help of lipids. So that is the composition of hormone. So that question, it is given in the 2004. So that's why this is the very important beta. Once again I have to repeat you beta. What is the definition? Hormones are the non-nutrient chemicals that act as intracellular messengers and produced in a trace amount, that is known as a hormones. The word of hormone, it is proposed by which scientist beta? Starling hormone. What is the first hormone? Secretin is the first hormone. It is discovered in the which organism beta? Dog, which is discovered by the two scientists. What is that? Baylis and Starling scientists in the year of 1903. Right. So after that, you have to see here beta, this is the human endocrine system. Human endocrine system, it is consisting of different kind of endocrine gland. What is the best example beta? Hypothalamus and pituitary gland, pineal gland, thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, and the thymus gland, and the adrenal gland, and the pancreatic gland, and gonad. So this is the best example of the endocrine gland. So in the human body there are different kinds of the endocrine glands are present, from the head region to the stomach region, below the stomach region. So that is the various kinds of glands are present: hypothalamus and pituitary gland. What is that? Pineal gland, and thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, thymus gland, which is present in the chest region. So this thymus gland is disintegrated in the adults. And then after, the adrenal gland locating on the kidneys, top of the kidneys, having a adrenal gland. And the pancreas, it is present in the which area? The stomach area, right? And the gonads, so male gonads and the female gonads. The male gonads are testes and the female gonads are called as the ovaries. So that is responsible for the production of the different kinds of hormones in the human body, right? So this is the examples of endocrine glands, which is a best example, that is the hypothalamus to the gonads. So after that we have to talk about the next gland. So that is the hypothalamus. What is the hypothalamus? The hypothalamus, it is a part of brain. It is a part of for brain. Okay, the for brain, it is also known as a prosencephalon. So this prosencephalon, it is containing a thalamus area. But what is that? Thalamus. Thalamus means behind the thalamus. Behind the thalamus, it is containing a next portion. So that next portion is called as a hypothalamus. So this hypothalamus area, it is having a specialized nerve cells that is known as a neurosecretory cells. So that is known as a neurosecretory cells. It is also known as a nuclei of the hypothalamus. So that cells are secretes the following types of hormone. Okay, what is that? Releasing hormone and inhibiting hormone and oxytocin and vasopressin. So this is the very important hormone, beta. What is the hormone, beta? So this thalamus, what is the hypothalamus, beta? Hypothalamus is a portion which is located behind the thalamus. So this portion, it is belonging to the forebrain. Okay, so behind the diencephalon, it is containing a thalamus. Behind the thalamus, it is containing a hypothalamus region. So that hypothalamus region, it is having a nerve cells that is known as a neurosecretory cells. That neurosecretory cells are responsible for the production of hormones. What is the hormones, beta? Three kinds of hormones are producing. One is called as a releasing hormone. Second one is a inhibiting hormone, and next one is a antidiuretic hormone, and that is also known as a vasopressin and oxytocin. So that hormones are producing from the neurosecretory cells of the hypothalamus, right? So this is the hypothalamus, beta. So this hypothalamus is also known as a, so this hypothalamus is also known as a controlling center of master gland. It is known as a controlling center of master gland. So which is known as a master gland, beta? So you have to see here, beta, this is the diagrammatical representation of the pituitary gland. So this pituitary gland is known as a master gland because it can regulate the all body functions. So due to that reason, it is known as a master gland. But this master gland, this pituitary gland, it is regulated by the help of another portion. That portion is called as a hypothalamus. So that's why this hypothalamus is called as a master controlling center. It is known as a master controlling center of human body. And these hypothalamus, it is producing three kinds of hormones: releasing hormone, inhibiting hormone, and oxytocin and vasopressin. What is the releasing hormone, beta? So it is stimulating the secretion of, pituitary hormone. So that's what is called as a releasing hormone. For example, gonadotropin releasing hormone, GnRH, gonadotropin releasing hormone. Okay, that is known as a somatokinin. So that is the somatokinin act as a gonadotropin releasing hormone. What is the example of GnRH? Somatokinin. So that somatokinin, it is stimulating the pituitary gland to producing the anterior pituitary secretions. Okay, thereafter the next one is the inhibiting hormones. This hypothalamus, it is also producing a hormone. So that hormone is also known as a inhibiting hormone. So it inhibits the secretion of pituitary hormones. It is inhibiting. Inhibiting means it is stopping the secretion of pituitary hormone. Due to that reason, it is known as a inhibiting hormone. So what is the example of the inhibiting hormone? Somatostatin, it is a hormone that is producing from the hypothalamus. It is inhibiting the pituitary hormones. Which pituitary hormones, beta? Anterior pituitary hormones. It is inhibited by, it is stopping by another hormone that is known as a somatostatin. And oxytocin and vasopressin, so these are transported to the neurohypophysis by the help of specialized structure that is known as a hypothalamic tract. So this is the very important beta for the competitive examination. Hypophyseal tract. Okay, so this is the very important. So this oxytocin and vasopressin, it is secreted in the which region? In the hypothalamus region by the help of neurosecretory cells. That chemical secretions are transported to the neurophysis or posterior pituitary gland by the help of one tract. So that tract is known as a hypothalamus hypophyseal tract. Okay, this is the very important. And here the hypothalamus releasing hormones and inhibiting hormone, it is reaching to the anterior pituitary gland by the help of one tract. So that is known as a hypophyseal portal system. By the help of hypophyseal portal system, so that inhibiting hormones and releasing hormone, they reaching to the anterior pituitary structures. Okay, this is the two important structures. Okay, this is about the pituitary gland. So let us talk about the pituitary gland, beta. So so this is a diagrammatical representation of pituitary gland. What is the pituitary gland? The pituitary gland is also known as a master gland. So that pituitary gland, it is located in a bone cavity. Pituitary gland, it is located in a bone cavity. So that bone cavity is known as a sella turcica. It is known as a sella turcica, means the pituitary gland, it is a P-shaped gland. Pituitary gland, it is a P-shaped pinkish color gland. So it is about 0.5 milligrams weight. And what is the length of this pituitary gland? 1.3 centimeters long. So this is about the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is a small gland. It is the smallest gland. It is an unpaired gland. It is about 0.5 milligrams in weight and 1.3 centimeters long. It is visible in which color? Pinkish color structure. It is visible in which color? Pinkish color. What is the shape? P-shaped structure. So that pituitary gland, it is located in a bony cavity or bone cavity, so or bone depression. So that is known as a sella turcica. So in this sella turcica, which gland is located, beta? Pituitary gland is located. And this sella turcica depression, it is a part of sigmoid bone. It is a part of the sigmoid bone. Okay, this is the very important for the competitive examination. Okay, pituitary gland, it is located in the bony cavity that is known as a sella turcica. It is attached to the hypothalamus. You have to see here, beta, in this picture. This pituitary gland, it is attaching to the hypothalamus by the help of one structure stalk that is known as a infundibulum. What is the infundibulum, beta? Infundibulum means, example, this is the hypothalamus and this is the pituitary gland. So this pituitary gland, it is attaching to the hypothalamus by the help of one stalk. So this stalk is known as a infundibulum. This is the very important, beta. Means the pituitary gland, it is hanging down from the hypothalamus by the help of one stalk. That stalk is known as infundibulum. That stalk is known as a infundibulum, beta. So this is the infundibulum. It is located in between the pituitary gland and hypothalamus. Okay, this is the structure of the pituitary gland. Now, what is the originating of this pituitary gland? So this pituitary gland, it is originated by the help of two different sources. So this pituitary gland, it is originating. So before going to originating, so beta, actually this pituitary gland, it is having how many lobes? It is containing three lobes: anterior lobe and the posterior lobe. Anterior lobe and a posterior lobe. So between the anterior lobe and posterior lobe, it is containing a middle portion. So that middle portion is called as a pars intermedia. It is known as a pars intermedia. It is actually having how many lobes, beta? Three lobes in a embryological time. But in case of the adult, it is having only the two lobes, anterior lobe and the posterior lobe, because this middle lobe, it is merging with the anterior lobe. Now this anterior lobe along with the middle lobe is known as a adenohypophysis. It is known as adenohypophysis, and the posterior lobe is known as a neurohypophysis. It is known as a neurohypophysis. So this is the very important beta. Anatomically, it is having a how many lobes beta? Two lobes, anterior lobe and posterior lobe. Anterior lobe is known as a adenohypophysis, and the posterior lobe is known as a neurohypophysis. So this is the very important for the competitive examination. And how this pituitary gland is originating. So this pituitary gland, it is originating by the help of two sources. One is a Rathke's pouch. What is the Rathke's pouch beta? So you have to see here beta, anterior pituitary lobe or adenohypophysis, it is originating from the Rathke's pouch. The Rathke's pouch is a outgrowth of the roof of oral cavity. So the roof of oral region, so this is the very important for the competitive examination beta. Okay, Rathke's pouches means the anterior pituitary gland, it is producing from a one structure, so that is known as a Rathke's pouch. So this Rathke's pouch, it is originating from the oral region. Which region beta? Oral region. So this is the very important. It is originating from the floor of oral region. And the next one is a posterior pituitary. So that posterior pituitary beta, it is originating from the next part, that is the roof of the hypothalamus. It is preparing the neurohypophysis or posterior pituitary. So this is the very important for the competitive examination. Anterior pituitary, it is producing from the Rathke's pouch. It is a outgrowth of oral region, and the posterior pituitary, it is producing from the roof of the hypothalamic region, right? So this is the very important for the competitive examination. Now we have to discussing about the next session. So that is the parts of pituitary. So already we discussed pituitary. It is divided into a pituitary gland. It is divided into a two parts. First part is known as a adenohypophysis, and the last part is known as a neurohypophysis. So this adenohypophysis, it is having a two structures. One is a pars distalis, and the second one is known as a pars intermedia. Means actually this pars intermedia is a middle lobe. So that middle lobe is merging to the anterior lobe. Okay, so both of them constituting together, it can make the adenohypophysis. And the posterior pituitary lobe, it is known as a neurohypophysis. The posterior pituitary is known as a neurohypophysis, right? So you have to see here beta, pars distalis means anterior pituitary is known as a pars distalis. Anterior pituitary lobe is known as a pars distalis. So this pars distalis, it is responsible for the production of different kind of enzymes. What is the enzyme beta? Growth hormone. It is also known as a somatostatin. Growth hormone is known as a somatostatin. Second hormone is known as a prolactin. It is also known as a luteinotrophic hormone. And the third hormone is a thyroid stimulating hormone. Fourth hormone is known as a adrenocorticoid hormone and the adrenocorticotrophic hormone, and the fifth one is known as a FSH. It is known as a follicle stimulating hormone, and the last one is known as a luteinizing hormone. So this is the hormones. The six hormones, it is producing from the anterior pituitary lobe. It is also known as a pars distalis. So this is the very important for the competitive examination beta. So you have to see here beta, the first pituitary, so that is the pars distalis. The pars distalis means anterior pituitary. This anterior pituitary, it is producing a first hormone. So what is that? That is the somatostatin. Somatotrophin. This somatotrophin, it is also known as a growth hormone. Why it is known as a growth hormone beta? Because it is promoting the growth. Okay, so that's what is called as a growth hormone, simply known as a GH. It is helping the body growth. So over secretion of this GH hormone, what happened beta? It is causing a disease that is known as a gigantism. Abnormal growth, that is known as a gigantism. For example, in case of in the children's, so excess amount of this hormone is releasing, that is going to lead a disease that is called as a gigantism. In the gigantism patients, what happened beta? Height. ओके कितने हाइट होती है इसके पास बेटा 7 to 9 फीट हाइट हो सकती है उसको राइट एबनॉर्मल हाइट होती है दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द gigantism very tall person okay and due to the decreasing rate of GH hormone it is going to lead another disease that is known as a dwarfism बहुत छोटा होता है हाइट इज ओनली 4 फीट बिलो द 4 फीट सो दैट इज द dwarfism that is the hyposekretion of GH hyposecretion of GH it is going to lead a disease that is called as a dwarfism and hypersecretion it is causing a disease that is known as a gigantism. So due to the hyposecretion what disease is causing that is the dwarfism height is decreasing due to the hypersecretion the what happened beta height is height ज़्यादा हो जाती है right that is known as a gigantism. Okay so this is the somatotrophin and one question will comes in the examination beta so this is the very important beta. In the 2007 one question will asking from this gonadotropin sorry this growth hormone what is the question beta so what is the question so the question is so which hormone it is act on the hepatic cells which promotes the production of hormone so insulin like growth hormone it is produced by the help of liver by the stimulating of which hormone growth hormone so this is the very important beta okay so which hormone beta growth hormone so growth hormone it is also stimulating the hepatic cells or liver cells for the production of insulin like growth factor okay so this is the very important so that question is given in the 2017 neet examination and one question what is that beta this growth hormone it is stimulating on the epiphyseal plate actually so this epiphyseal plate it is a cartilage beta it is a hyaline cartilage so that hyaline cartilage it is present in the bones okay it is present the epiphyseal plate it is a plate like structure so that plate like structure it is present in the long bones it is present in the hind limbs so that epiphyseal plate it promotes the elongation of bone okay actually it is present in the children's after the adolescence so this epiphyseal plate is a degraded means it is a destroyed so due to that reason the height is not increasing after the adolescence because the plate is not there so that question is given in the neet examination in the 2017 so this is the very important another question came from this topic beta acromegaly disease what is the acromegaly beta acromegaly means upper jaws and lower jaws size will be increases and fur limb size also increases the human being face and hands look like the gorilla shape that's why it is called as a acromegaly how this disease is causing by the hypersecretion of growth hormone whenever the growth hormone is a excess amount releasing in the adult human beings it is going to lead a disease that is the acromegaly disease which disease beta acromegaly disease so that question is also given in the AIPMT examination so this is the growth hormone okay so this growth hormone it is producing from the anterior pituitary structure beta you have to see here beta this is the acromegaly means jaws are okay upper jaw lower jaw size will be increases and human being face look like the gorilla like appearance that is the symptoms of the acromegaly over secretion of GH in adult mainly in the middle age persons causes the acromegaly it is leads to the serious complications and premature death early diagnosis of the disease is difficult it may be it may be indicating for many years right so this is the very important disease beta and you have to see here beta And the next one is a prolactin, the second hormone. It is a producing from the anterior pituitary, so that is known as a prolactin hormone. It regulates the growth of mammary gland. Okay, mammary gland growth, it is influencing by prolactin hormone and milk production. So means the milk secretion, milk synthesis is occurs in the breast gland. It is also known as a mammary gland by the influencing of which hormone? Prolactin. So that's why the prolactin is also known as a lactogenic hormone. Which hormone is known as a lactogenic? Beta, prolactin is known as a lactogenic hormone. Okay, because the mammary gland size will be increases and it promotes the mammary cells to producing the milk. So that's why it is called as a lactogenic hormone, and it is also maintaining the corpus luteum. It is also maintaining the corpus luteum. Actually, this corpus luteum, it is producing a hormone, that is the progesterone. It is known as a pregnancy sustaining hormone. Okay, so this is the very important. So which hormone is helping the milk production? Prolactin. Prolactin is helping the milk production. It is helping the development of mammary gland. And next one is a TSH. It is known as a thyroid stimulating hormone. So this thyroid stimulating hormone, it stimulates the secretion of thyroid gland to producing the different kinds of hormones from this thyroid gland, that is the thyroxine. Right? And the next one is a ACTH. What is the ACTH, beta? Adrenocorticotropic hormone. ACTH means adrenocorticotropic hormone. It stimulates the synthesis and secretion of steroid hormones. Example, glucocorticoids from the adrenal cortex. Means this ACTH means adrenocorticotropic hormone. It is stimulating on the adrenal gland. So actually this adrenal gland, it is located top of the kidney. You have to see here in this slide, beta. So this adrenal gland, it is locating on the top of the kidney. So that adrenal gland, it is responsible for the production of glucocorticoids, which is regulated by ACTH. Okay, this is the very important, beta. And mammary gland, you have to see here, beta. So mammary gland size, it is increases by the influencing of which hormone? So that is the prolactin hormone. It is also known as a lactogenic hormone. Lactogenic means it is helping the production of milk. That's why it is called as a lactogenic hormone. And thyroid stimulating hormone, which is located in the which area, beta? Neck area. So that thyroid gland, it is producing a thyroxine hormone. So by the influencing of thyroid stimulating hormone, right? So this is the fourth, beta. And after that we have to discussing about the follicle stimulating hormone. So this is the very important for the competitive examination, follicle stimulating hormone. So in the year of 1991, in the year of 1995, so the two questions will comes in the examination, follicle stimulating hormone, and this is the very important hormone, beta. So this follicle stimulating hormone, it is commonly known as a FSH. So it is stimulating the gonad activity. Gonad activity के ऊपर क्या करता है, बेटा? Stimulate करता है. Female gonads are called as a ovary and the male gonads are known as a testes. This is the very important, beta. So in males, follicle stimulating hormone. In males, follicle stimulating hormone and androgens regulating the sperm formation. Sperm formation is known as a spermatogenesis. Means the sperms are producing inside the testes. Sperms are producing inside of the testes. Okay, so by the influencing of follicle stimulating hormone and androgens, right? This is the very important, beta. And testes are having a specialized cells. Testes are having a specialized cells. What is the cells, beta? Leydig cells. Testes are known as a male gonads. So that testes are having a specialized cell that is known as a Leydig cells or interstitial cells that is responsible for the production of male hormone, androgen hormone. So that is known as a testosterone. It gives the secondary sexual characters to the human beings, male organisms especially. And this testosterone is a help in the spermatogenesis process. Spermatogenesis means the production of sperms is known as a spermatogenesis. And in females, this follicle stimulating hormone stimulates the growth and development of the ovarian follicles. Means the ovaries in the females, they are developing the ovarian follicles, that is the ovums. The ovums are developing by the help of hormone, that is the follicle stimulating hormone. It is help in the growth and the development of ovarian follicles. It is help in the growth and development of the male gonad, that is the testes. So this is the very important, beta. Testosterone hormone, it is produced by the help of testes by the specialized cell, that is known as a Leydig cells or interstitial cells. So that question is given in the previous AIPMT examination in the year of 1991, in the year of 1995. So this is the very important topic, beta. So next one is a luteinizing hormone. It is also known as a ovulation hormone. Means the ovums are the female gametes. So that female gametes are releases from the ovary by the influencing of which hormone? Luteinizing hormone. That's why it is called as ovulating hormone. It is stimulating the gonadal activity. In males, it is stimulating the synthesis and secretion of androgen. So in the males, it is influencing or stimulating the synthesis and secretion of the androgen from the testes, and in the female it help in the ovum releasing purpose and maintain the corpus luteum. So there are the two hormones which is maintaining the corpus luteum, that is the luteinizing hormone and luteotrophic hormone, beta. So this is the anterior pituitary gland, beta. Pars intermedia. What is the pars intermedia, beta? The pars media means it is a middle lobe. The middle lobe of pituitary gland is known as a pars media. So this pars media, it is responsible for the production of only one hormone. So that only one hormone is called as a MSH hormone. What is the hormone, beta? Melanocytic stimulating hormone. MSH means melanocyte stimulating hormone. It is simply known as a MSH hormone. So that hormone, it is producing from the middle lobe of pituitary gland. So that is known as a pars intermedia. So actually in the human beings, so this pars intermedia at middle lobe, it is a merging with the anterior pituitary lobe. Okay, so due to that reason, anatomically pituitary gland is having a how many portions, beta? Two portions, two lobes, anterior pituitary and posterior pituitary. But functionally it is having how many lobes, beta? Three lobes. One is a anterior lobe, middle lobe and the posterior lobe. But in the human beings, this middle lobe, it is a merging with the anterior pituitary region, and this middle lobe, it is responsible for the production of hormone. So that hormone is known as a MSH hormone. It is also known as a melanocytic stimulating hormone. So this MSH act on melanocytes. Our skin is containing a melanocytes to regulating the skin pigmentation in the lower vertebrates. So what is the role of MSH, melanocytic stimulating hormone? It is regulating the function of melanocytes which is present in the skin. So especially in the lower vertebrates, body color means skin color, it is regulated by the help of hormone. So that hormone is known as a melanocytic stimulating hormone. Okay, so this question, it is given in the 2004 AIPMT examination, All India Institute of Free Medical Sciences, right? So in this year, so one question comes from the pars intermedia. It is belonging to the hormone. So what is the hormone, beta? MSH hormone. So actually this MSH hormone role in the human being is just deposition of melanin pigment in the hair shaft. Means our hair color, it is visible in which color? Black color. Why our hair color is visible in a black color? Due to the deposition of pigment. So that pigment is known as a melanin pigment. So this is the very important. So melanin pigment, it is regulated by hormone. So that hormone is known as a melanocytic stimulating hormone. Okay, so this is the very important question. So that question is came in the 2004 AIPMT examination. And one thing is most important, beta, albinos. So do you know what is the meaning of albino? So these are the patients. So this is the albinos is a genetic disorder. Albino is a genetic disorder. In that patients, melanin is a 0 level. So melanin pigment is a 0 level. So due to that reason, that person's skin is visible in a which color? Whitish color, due to the absence of melanin pigment. Okay, and due to that reason, those patients' hair color, it is appearing in which color, beta? Brown color. So instead of black color, right? And eyebrows and iris, so that people, it is also visible in which color? Brown color, due to the lacking of melanin pigment. So okay, that melanin pigment is completely absent in the which person's albino disorder. It is a genetic disorder. So that melanin is not synthesizing in that patients. So this is the very important for the competitive examination. So after that we have to talk about the next one. So that is the posterior pituitary. Next one is a posterior pituitary gland. So you have to see here beta neurohypophysis. What is the neurohypophysis? Anterior pituitary is known as adenohypophysis, and the posterior pituitary it is known as a neurohypophysis. So this neurohypophysis it is responsible for the production, it is responsible for the storing and releasing of two hormones. That two hormones are the oxytocin and vasopressin. So this is the very important for the NEET examination. In the 2016 examination, in the 2014 NEET examination, 2016 and 14 examination, one question will ask it. So what is the question beta? So that question is so which hormone, which oxytocin hormone and anti-diuretic hormone, it is releasing in the which lobe of pituitary? It is releasing from the posterior pituitary. It is releasing from the posterior pituitary gland. So this is the very important. So actually these two kinds of hormones are producing in the hypothalamus by the help of neurosecretory cells. What is the cell name beta? Neurosecretory cells. So the neurosecretory cells of the hypothalamus, so that is producing these two hormone, antidiuretic hormone, it is also known as a vasopressin. The second hormone is known as oxytocin. So these two hormones are synthesizing in the hypothalamus through the help of hypothalamic hypotract. Through the help of that axon, it is reaching into the posterior pituitary gland. And these hormones are storing in the specialized structures that is known as the herring bodies. What is the herring bodies? The herring bodies are the specialized sites where the ADH and oxytocin is storing. So that herring bodies are present in the which area? In the posterior pituitary lobe. So during the requirement, so these hormones are released into the blood. And through the help of that bloodstream it is reaching to their target organs, target cells and the target tissues. So this is the posterior pituitary lobe. It is also known as a neurohypophysis. So what is the role of oxytocin? So this oxytocin, it is actually synthesizing in the hypothalamus, but it is releasing from the posterior pituitary. Okay. So this oxytocin is also known as a birth hormone. Why it is known as a birth hormone beta? It is known as a birth hormone and a milk ejecting hormone. Which hormone is known as a birth hormone and milk ejecting hormone? Oxytocin is considered as a milk ejecting hormone and birth hormone because this hormone it is stimulating on the smooth muscles of body. So during the childbirth, so these oxytocin hormone, it is stimulating on the uterus for the contraction purpose. Whenever the contraction is occurs in the uterus, what happens beta? The pressure is increases, so that pressure it is pushing the baby to outside. So that process is called as a parturition, that is known as a delivery, right? So this is the parturition process beta, means the childbirth, it is influencing by the help of hormone. So that hormone is known as a that hormone is known as a oxytocin. So due to that reason it is known as a birth hormone, and this hormone it is helps in the releasing of milk. So due to that reason it is called as a milk ejecting hormone. After the delivery, what happens beta? Mother gives milk to the baby. Okay, so during that time what happens beta? This oxytocin is releasing. So जब भी मदर बेटा बच्चे की आवाज सुनती है, अपनी चाइल्ड की आवाज सुनती है, तो विद इन 20 सेकंड्स के अंदर क्या होता है? बॉडी के अंदर ऑक्सीटोसिन हार्मोन रिलीज होता है, एंड दैट ऑक्सीटोसिन इज इन्फ्लुएंसिंग ऑन द मैमरी ग्लैंड्स टू ejecting the milk, to releasing the milk, right? So due to that reason it is known as a milk ejecting hormone and milk releasing hormone. So which is known as a milk producing hormone. Lactogenic hormone is called as a milk producing hormone, but milk releasing hormone is known as a oxytocin. In females it is stimulate the contraction of the uterus at the time of childbirth. and milk ejection from the mammary gland. So that is the role of oxytocin. So that question also given in the previous entrance examination. So after that, vasopressin, it is also known as a anti-diuretic hormone. Simply it is known as a ADH. A means anti, D means diuretic hormone. ADH hormone. Why this ADH hormone is known as the vasopressin? Vaso means blood vessels. Okay, pressin means press. Means due to this hormone, what happens, beta? Blood pressure is increases. So vaso means blood vessels. The blood vessel lumen is a narrowing. The blood vessels lumen is a narrowing by the influencing of this hormone. So due to that reason, what happened? It is known as a vasopressin. Means the vaso means blood vessels. Pressin means contraction. The contraction is occurs in the blood vessels. It is going to lead the increasing the blood pressure, right? So this is the vasopressin. It is also known as a anti-diuretic hormone. So why it is known as an anti-diuretic hormone? So this ADH hormone, it stimulates the reabsorption of water and some electrolytes by DCT. DCT means distal convoluted tube, and thereby reducing the diuresis. Diuresis means excess amount of urination is known as a diuresis. So that diuresis is prevented by help of hormone that is known as a anti-diuretic hormone. That is known as a anti-diuretic hormone. So this is the very important for the competitive examination. Okay, deficiency of ADH, it is going to lead a disease. So that disease is known as a diabetes insipidus. Diabetes insipidus. Due to the lacking of ADH, one disease is causing, that is called as the diabetes insipidus. Diabetes insipidus. The excess amount of urine is producing, that is also known as a diuresis. Okay, so this ADH hormone act on the DCT, act on the convoluted tube of the kidney, which is help in the absorption of water to retaining the salts, that is the sodium chloride. It is a reabsorbing in the DCT and CT. So due to that reason, what happened, beta? Urine is producing in a high concentration by the influencing of which hormone? ADH hormone. So that's why it is called as an anti-diuretic hormone. Okay, this is about the posterior pituitary gland neurohypophysis. So this question also given in the previous medical examination. Thank you very much for watching this video. Next video session, so we have to talk about the new topic, so that is the thyroid gland and the pineal gland in the next video session. Thank you, students. Bye, see you.